What is up, YouTube? Today we're finally doing the go-kart for the Suzuki gs500 engine. Now, I know it's been quite a while since I finally got this engine running, but there's a couple projects I wanted to do first before I started this project. So now that those are finally out of the way, now we can finally start building the go-kart that I've been looking forward to for quite a while. So I bought some brand new tires, but they're a little bit small. I know they're a little bit small. These were honestly the cheapest ones I could find. The tires, the rims, the steering wheel I bought at Go Power Sports, and the 45" by 1" axle I bought at BMI. Now, I know these tires are quite small, but for the front tires they're probably big enough. For the back, I may want to buy some bigger ones. I did find, I believe they were 19" tires like this that would fit on a rim like that, so I may buy those and put those on the back. I don't know. Now, it depends on what I want to build, and honestly right now I have no idea what I want to build. I know it would make the most sense for me to right now to build something that's full independent suspension, some big go-kart that's huge, two-seater. I don't like two-seaters just because I don't really see a point in them unless you have a lot of friends, which I don't. So I'm going to build a one-seater. I kind of want to build something really small, compact, lightweight, fast, with really cool, medium-sized tires. Now, I want to do full independent suspension, but to do that I would need U-joints, and I can't find any U-joints anywhere that's under like $200 or $300 or $400, and there's no way I'm spending that much money on U-joints alone. I can't find any at the scrapyard, so U-joints are kind of out of my price range. Now, I do have a design idea that would involve full independent suspension without U-joints, and what it would mean is just I need to move the driver over, and I would have to sit the engine next to the driver. It would have to be a little bit bigger go-kart, but you would have full independent suspension. I may do that, I may not. I still have no idea what design I want to do for this go-kart. How big it is, I have no idea. So I guess that's the first step. First thing actually is to get the rims on the tires, because there was no way I was spending like $40, $50 extra just to get the rims on the tires. I'll do that myself. So first thing to do, get the rims on the tires, and then figure out what in the world I want to build. Alright, so maybe you're all wondering how in the world to get rims on tires. Now, this is obviously the easy part. You just gotta slide it in, and this is the easy part. The hardest part is to get this on the outside of this. So it helps to have a jig like this. I built this thing how many years ago? So obviously what helps is to have something pushed down on the tire like that. Then you can get a crowbar or a tire thingy, and all you have to do is slide the tire over just like that, and get your other thingy and do that, and then do that, and that's how you do that. Now, of course, it obviously helps to have something like this, but all you really need is just have something pushed down on one side of the tire while you push it onto it. So that's how you get rims on tires the easy way. Alright, so I cannot get these tires to seat, even with an air compressor. So I'm going to try the old-fashioned way. Carburetor cleaner. I've honestly never done this before, but after 20 minutes of trying to get these things go, that didn't do shit. That didn't do crap. Maybe I need more. I heard a whoosh, but it wasn't powerful enough to... Maybe carburetor cleaner's not the... Let's try engine starting fluid. Does that sound like a good idea? No. Alright, this is stupid. Whoa! Did it work? The tire's on fire for a little bit. I think it worked. Holy crap. It's kind of... I don't like doing that, because these are brand new tires and I don't really like catching them on fire. But I guess that's seated. There's only one way to find out. There's only one way to find out if it actually worked. Wow, it worked. Now there's some pairs that are now melted, but those are gonna fall off anyway. So I guess that worked. A lot faster than trying to get them to seat themselves. Let's do it to all of them now. What the heck was that? What the heck was that? Alright, that was probably just the tire seating itself. I know it's kind of makes a little noise when it does it. I hate doing this. This is kind of, you know, it catches the tire on fire. I don't really like that, but a lot faster than trying to do it manually. Fuck. Damn it. Little fire dance. It works. Recording? Yep. Ooh. Ah, put out. Dang it. These little hairs on this thing just keep catching on fire. Alright, that's the last of them. Now let's fill them up with air. Sweet. And in case y'all are wondering, this is kind of my dad's area. This is my dad's workbench. He's the one with the air compressor. Alright, so the first way I could build this thing is just like this. Just a normal go-kart, engine right there, seat right in front of it, tires, front tires right there, back tires right there, rear axle, just connect everything, just have a normal go-kart. I don't really like that because it's been done a million times and it's just, I want to do something a little different. Alright, so this is obviously the second design idea that I could do. Obviously the front tires are same place, rear tires are closer together. The main difference is the motor and the seat are next to each other. Is that the best way to build this thing? For size, yes. For comfortability, not really. Do you want to be sitting next to a hot motor that's really loud? Not really. But is it the end of the world? No. But it may be like the best option just to make this thing, you know, the size that I want. It allows for the seat to be moved up and down. It allows for more travel in the rear, and, you know, plenty of leg room in the front. Alright, so unfortunately I really haven't been recording any of the progress that I've gotten done over the last almost 2 weeks that I've been working on this thing. All it really is, all the stuff that I'm doing right now is just brainstorming, figuring out how in the world I can make this as compact and as small as possible. What I'm trying to do is, because I don't really have that much room in this shed to put this thing, I also want to be able to fit it on the bed of my truck. And I have small tires, so therefore it seems to make the most sense to just make a small dune buggy. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just making something that's as small as possible, compact as possible, lightweight, can fit on small trails, it can fit on the bed of my truck. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to figure out how in the world I can make this thing as small as possible while still having semi-long independent suspension. The rear end is semi-independent suspension. It's not... It does have an axle on there, but the axle is able to move back and forth with basically having 2 A-arms, and those are going to have you know, individual shocks right there. So therefore the rear axle is going to be able to do that a little bit. It's kind of like the same setup, kind of like the rear end of a truck. The rear end is able to do, on a truck, is able to do this, and it does this. So that's what I'm trying to design while still being able to make it as small as possible. Now the front end, I've decided to go with a single A-arm suspension on the front. Double A-arm suspension is basically just like this one. You got 2 A-arms, one on top of the other. That makes it to where when the rear tire moves up and down, it stays straight up and down. What this means, the way I'm doing it with this, is just I'm doing a single A-arm. It's a lot more compact. Just means it's going to have one A-arm going from there to there, and that's it. And the shock's going to be connected to that. All that really means is the front tire will be able to do, you know, kind of a angled, you know, it'll do something like that. So all that really means is just a lot more compact, but I still need to figure out how to do the spindles, where the A-arm is going to be resting, so therefore I can figure out where the tire can be straight up and down, where the A-arm is resting, figure out the spindles, get those things figured out, the position, the angles, on all that stuff. So really all the stuff, I know it looks like I got a lot of work done, but really all this stuff is just a lot of lathe work. I had to turn a lot of these 1/2 inch by whatever the diameter of this pipe is, and then 1/2 inch hole in there for 2 of those right there, and then 2 of those for there. A lot of turning. I also turned the these parts of the spindles on the lathe. I had to drill a giant hole in the middle, and I'll explain more of that later. I'll go into detail on how I did all that. So yeah, I think I finally figured out how in the world I'm going to build this. Now I can finally start doing the I'm gonna do more filming of me building on this, and a lot more recording. Also I've been trying to figure out how in the world, where to put the seat, where to put the engine. What I think I finally came up with is online I found a couple pictures of mini dune buggies, and or just mini buggies, and a couple that I saw where the engine was next to the driver, is the engine was kind of sticking out of the side of the frame. I'm going to do the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit less than half. Right there is going to be the edge of the frame, so therefore the engine's going to stick out a little bit. Then I'll build like a cage around it, so in case I do roll it over, the engine will be protected. And it also means that the rear sprocket for the engine is going to be moved closer to the bearing, so therefore making a lot less stress on the rear axle. So that's pretty good. Also, it means that I can move the seat over a little bit more, and have a little bit more leg room, because that's my main issue right now. Figuring out where to put the seat to where it has plenty of leg room to have 3 pedals and not be cramped in, you know, like a cramped little corner. I want to have plenty of leg room to stretch my legs and also be able to move the seat up and down and all that stuff. So yeah, finally time. I figured out all I need to know, how I'm going to do this, and finally time to start building on this thing for real. Alright, so unfortunately I need to end the video right here because it's Saturday night. I need to get this video edited and uploaded for you guys ready tomorrow. So I wanted to get more work done on the frame, but I really wasn't able to. What took the most time building this thing was figuring out how in the world I can make this as small as possible while still having everything work together. Now, I've never built a go-kart with a motorcycle engine before, so therefore figuring out how in the world I can make this thing work was a bit of a challenge. I tried to make it as small as possible, but unfortunately it's going to be the same size as the green off-road go-kart. It's going to be a little bit more narrow. The front's going to be a little bit more narrow, but the back end is going to be the same length, and it's probably going to be the same height. But lengthwise, it's the same as the green off-road go-kart. So I got basically everything figured out right now. How it's going to be put together, the layout. I have everything figured out right now. So basically, part 2 will be, of course, a lot easier to work on and a lot more build process, and hopefully maybe finishing the frame. So anyway, that's in part 2. I need to end the video right here. So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe and have a nice day.